What's up guys, my name is Jillian and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I talk about topics related to health and wellness. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to be healthy on a budget when you really don't have no money, but you really care about yourself and respect your body. So the first tip I'm going to be talking about is meal prepping. Meal prepping is a great way to save money. If you're working 5 days a week or more because you're broke and you have to work that much, or you're doing doubles, meal prepping is a great way to be prepared, not have to think about what is going into your mouth, and to save money. Think about it. If you are working that much and you're buying coffee, breakfast, lunch, dinner, depending on what time you're working, that's so much money you're shelling out just on food alone. If you actually meal prep and bring your food every single day when you go to work, you will save a bunch of money a week. The important thing when you meal prep though is to make sure you actually pack it. There's so many days where I have my lunch and I forget it at home and I go to work hungry with no food, no snacks, and a lot of times I leave it on the passenger seat of my car, and my car is nowhere near my job. So guess what? That just means extra money I have to spend to eat. And nobody wants to keep spending money when you already packed your food. That is probably the most frustrating, annoying thing. But if you can remember, that's even better. So meal prepping is a great option. The second thing I'm going to be talking about actually kind of ties into the first, and that is leaving unhealthy eating or cheat meals until the weekend. So okay, you meal prepped your food, you brought it to work, you ate during work, you get off work, and guess what? Oh, you don't feel like eating what you cooked. You don't feel like eating the same thing every single day, so you go out and you eat. Guess what? That's not saving you money, and that adds up. I cannot tell you how much I used to spend on food alone. Like, you know how if you go in like your bank app, sometimes you can see like a pie chart and it'll tell you where your money is going. My food used to be more than half of the pie chart. Am I being extra? I may be being extra, but it was a huge chunk of pie that I was spending on eating out. So when you go home, be sure to stick to your meal prepping schedule. And I know a lot of people say, I don't want to be basic. I don't want to eat every day, the same thing every day. I'm sick of eating this. Well, what are you more sick of? Eating the same thing or being broke? You got to choose one or the other. You can't have both. Unless you're rich, then you can have anything you want. So if you do wait till the weekend to eat out, you're saving a whole bunch of money that you would have been spending eating out throughout the week. And you could also try, if you really want to save money, by eating your cheat meal or making your cheat meal at home. So say if you want a cheeseburger and fries or chicken tenders or whatever you guys eat, you can cook it at home, and it's also way healthier than eating out, especially with this new air fryer craze that everybody has. I don't have them because they kind of expensive, and I'm like, do I really want to spend money on that, or would I rather just go out and eat? I'm not sure, but there are plenty of options to eat way healthier when you cook at home. Cooking at home also can save you a bunch of money, and you can upgrade your chef skills. The third thing also kind of ties into meal prepping, but not really, I'm not sure. But that is to make a grocery list and stick to it. Stick to your grocery list. That is super important. And also, I know a lot of people dread going to the grocery store, but making a grocery list helps you zip in and out of that zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day, Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. Hey, is that true? It's something. Everything is satisfactory. Anyway, so having a grocery list will allow you to zip in and out of the grocery store easily, efficiently, fastly, for surely. Having a grocery list will make your life easier, and it'll also stop you from getting, what's it called? Like mush brain? When you're in the grocery store and you're like, oh crap, I honestly don't know what to make, so let me just go to a frozen aisle, get some frozen dinner, get some chips, get a whole bunch of processed food that I know I don't need, instead of having a grocery list that you can follow that has healthy alternatives. And if you're really anal and you really have this much time, you could also go on your grocery store's website, or if you kind of know a ballpark, you can put prices next to the food, so you can also kind of calculate how much you're going to spend instead of being surprised when you go and ring up all your food. On to my next tip. It's important to not go grocery shopping when you are hungry. That's probably one of the worst things to do, and I need to listen to what I preach. Listen to what I preach. Does that make sense? I need to listen to what I preach. I need to listen to what I preach and take my own advice and not go to the grocery store when you're hungry. Every time I have my list, right? I'll go to the grocery store, I have my list in hand. I'm like, yes, I got it. I know what I'm making for lunch. I know what I'm making for dinner, breakfast, snacks, the whole 9 yards. And my food, and my brain is like, Jillian, I know you want some chips. I know you want some chips. I know you want that applesauce. I know you want that applesauce. Look at all these free samples. Look at those yogurt covered pretzels. I know you want them. Just get them. Just get them. Come on. Eat them. All right, brain. I know these are unhealthy, but maybe I'll just get the avocado oil chips instead of the other unhealthy, fatty chips, right? Because that makes it better. Then I will go home and I will smash those chips. I'll eat all of those chips. Be full. Feel too lazy to cook my dinner. It's just a whole mess. I know you guys know what I'm talking about when you go to the grocery store when you're hungry, or even worse, when you're hangry. The whole aisle just looks like a big, beautiful bag of M&Ms. I don't know. So just don't do it. Go in with your grocery list so you can meal prep and you could take your booty butt home and avoid all of the restaurants. My next tip is going to be to buy whole foods. By whole foods, I mean foods that have not been processed or altered from their original form. So like, for example, buying a whole block of cheese instead of shredded cheese, buying like a can of beans instead of refried beans, buying like a whole fruit instead of a chopped up packaged fruit, stuff like that, stuff that is in its originally whole form. For one, it's usually a lot healthier because there's a lot less process that has to be processed. And two, it's usually a lot cheaper than their counterparts that have been processed, broke down, and changed. It's so simple to buy foods in their whole forms and just change them yourself. For example, like I buy pineapples all the time instead of buying the actual like chunks that you can buy. Chunks? What do they call it? Like the sliced fruit. I'll buy the whole pineapple and then go on Amazon.com and I bought a pineapple slicer. I mean, come on. And that pineapple slicer you have for every single pineapple you own. Pineapples usually run me about $3 or $4 versus the processed form of pineapples that is cut up and sliced up. That usually runs me about $8 to $10. And then it's like, at that point, it's like, I'm better off cutting them up myself. Whoo, excuse me. My next tip is going to be, oh my gosh. Yo, I'm so trifling. My next tip is to buy frozen food over fresh food. So I'm mainly talking about our vegetables and our fruit. For one, fresh produce is usually a lot more expensive than frozen produce. It also is seasonal. For example, strawberries are usually a summer fruit. Not to say that you cannot find them in other seasons, but usually they hike up the price in other seasons because, what's it called? Consume versus demand. Demand versus, what is it called? It's called something versus demand. Supply and demand. Yes! Google, yes! Because supply and demand. Even though their nutrition level can be slightly different, their nutrition level is similar and you are less likely to waste your food. I know that personally, I waste a lot of produce, and this, to be honest, I shouldn't be even saying this on national TV. National TV, I'm trying to make myself feel like a superstar. I shouldn't be admitting this, but I waste a lot of produce. There's a lot of times that I'll let my fruits and my vegetables go bad just because I've eaten it and it's like, I don't want to eat it at this time. I ate it at this time. I just want to save it. So with frozen vegetables, you can or frozen produce, you can always just throw it back in the freezer. And also the good thing about it is when you want to have it, it's there. You don't have to worry about it rotting. You don't have to worry about it really expiring. You can just take it out the freezer, and it's good for a bunch of things. It's good for obviously meals, smoothies, just to eat it, plop it in your mouth, and it's ready to go. Okay, next we're going to be talking about buying in bulk. This can be super important to saving money, especially if you can get a coupon for your bulk buys. I would only suggest buying food in bulk if you know it's something you eat a lot. For example, I know that I eat a lot of oatmeal for breakfast, and buying it box by box by box is a lot more expensive than just buying it by box. If it's cheaper by ounce, buy by bulk. If it's not cheaper, if it's more expensive, or if it's the same price, then it's really not worth it. Also, make sure you have the space for it, because you don't want to buy stuff and have nowhere to store it and then end up throwing it away. And if you know it's something that you really, really, really need. Buying in bulk can be extremely wasteful, and it also can be extremely helpful. So just make sure you know your needs when you are looking at a certain product. But the good thing about buying in bulk, like I said before, it can save you a bunch of money. And it can also help with you being healthier because you just have it right there. So for example, if you know you eat popcorn as a healthy snack, fun fact, popcorn is one of the most genetically modified foods in this country of the US of freaking A. What was I saying? I completely lost my thought. Okay. Oh, so for example, if you have like popcorn for your snacks and you buy by the bag, and now you're like, okay, let me actually save money and buy it by the bulk, it may eliminate your desire to go out and buy something unhealthy just because you want a snack. If you already have something in your pocket that you already paid money for, that you didn't pay that much money for, and it's right there, easy access. Oh, I'm getting sore. Ooh. Okay, so my next and final tip is going to be eat less meat. This is something that I have been trying to do for a very long time, because I mean, I'm an omnivore like so many people, but sometimes my carnivore side just does not let my does not let my herbivore side out. It really doesn't. Sometimes it really doesn't. But if you buy less meat, you can save a lot of money. So maybe once or twice a week, try going vegan or vegetarian for 2 days, a couple of days, and you'll save money. And you can also explore with your diet and eat different types of protein that you might not normally eat. Do you know what quinoa is? Do you know what it is? You probably don't, because all you're worried about is chicken and beef and turkey and pork. I hate pork. It's so trifling. That's so disgusting. But I can't talk too much because I will never give up chicken. Bok bok. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took something away from it. And I hope even if you are not broke, these little fly things, even if you, fly things, dust. Even if you are not broke, it is so important to save your money, and it's also so important to be healthy. And I don't want people to keep using excuses. I don't have any money to eat healthy. There's so many ways to be healthy and still save your money, because guess what? A girl like me, we ain't rich, even though I know I look like I'm worth about $2.5 million. Sometimes I only be having $5 to my name, and I still eat healthy and I still get gains. Hey, that rhymes. Anyways, I'm done. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure to like it if you like it, comment if you got something to say, and subscribe to see more of my face. Bye.